If you get caught doing these activities, man, you can be in serious trouble. Airlines might ignore small rude habits, but in 2025, they are extremely strict about safety and how passengers treat the crew. One wrong move and you could be reported, investigated, banned from that airline, or even placed on a wider no-fly list. In this video, I break down 14 things flight attendants secretly hate, and I will clearly tell you which ones are just annoying and which ones can actually put your future flights at risk. Watch this carefully so your next trip does not accidentally become your last with that airline. 14. Pressing the call button repeatedly. Why it annoys crew. It interrupts their workflow and adds unnecessary stress, especially during service or safety-critical moments. Crew already follow strict routines, so constant unnecessary calls make their job harder and slow down service for everyone. Risk level low. It is rude and irritating, but not something that gets you reported. Just use the call button when you actually need assistance and not as a substitute for patience. 13. Ignoring safety demonstrations. Why it annoys crew. You look distracted, unprepared, and unreliable in an emergency. Crew always scan the cabin to see who is paying attention because those passengers are easier to guide if something goes wrong. Risk level. Low to medium. Repeated refusal to follow safety instructions can escalate to warnings, documentation, or even denial of boarding on strict airlines. 12. Leaving trash everywhere. Why it annoys crew. A messy cabin slows cleaning, spreads odors, and creates hygiene concerns in a tight environment. Crew must remove trash quickly between service rounds, so passengers leaving garbage everywhere adds unnecessary work. Risk level low. It is inconsiderate and unpleasant, but not usually reportable, unless combined with other disruptive behavior. 11. Going barefoot or exposing dirty feet. Why it annoys crew. It is unhygienic in a confined space, bothers other passengers, and increases the risk of stepping on sharp objects or spills. Crew often receive complaints about feet before they even notice the person. Risk level low. Socially unacceptable, but rarely documented unless it becomes a repeated disturbance. 10. Hoarding overhead bin space or blocking others' luggage. Why it annoys crew. It delays boarding, sparks arguments, and complicates safe stowage of bags, which must be secured before takeoff. Crew are trained to manage bin space, so selfish behavior disrupts the flow for everyone. Risk level, low to medium. Repeated obstruction or aggressive arguments over bin space can require intervention or even removal from the aircraft. 9. Getting up during meal service or when carts are in the aisle. Why it annoys crew. It creates a hazard because carts carry hot liquids, metal cutlery, and heavy equipment. Movement during this time forces the crew to stop service and increases the chance of burns or collisions. Risk level low. Dangerous in the moment, but usually handled with a simple verbal warning as long as the passenger cooperates. 8. Making multiple complicated requests at once. Why it annoys crew. It slows service during busy periods when crew are juggling many tasks. Long or excessive demands make it harder for them to focus on safety and scheduled duties for the rest of the cabin. Risk level low. Being polite, patient, and spacing out requests helps the crew manage their workload effectively. 7. Standing up the moment the wheels touch down. Why it annoys crew. It breaks safety rules while the plane is still taxiing. When sudden stops can injure standing passengers. Crew must repeatedly shout reminders because many travelers ignore instructions at this stage. Risk level, low to medium. Refusing to sit when instructed can escalate quickly and may be added to an incident report. 6. Bringing oversized carry-ons and pretending they are acceptable. Why it annoys crew. It causes arguments at the gate, delays boarding, and forces last-minute gate checks, which disrupt takeoff times. Passengers often become defensive, which adds stress to the crew. Risk level, low to medium. Aggressive behavior over luggage is taken seriously and can lead to removal before departure. 5. Tapping or touching crew to get attention. Why it annoys crew. It invades their personal space and feels disrespectful. Crew are trained to respond quickly, but physical contact is unnecessary and uncomfortable, especially in a professional setting. Risk level, low to medium. Repeated touching can be treated as inappropriate behavior or minor assault depending on intent. 4. Being rude or abusive about issues crew cannot control. Why it annoys crew? Problems like delays, turbulence, or seat assignments are outside their authority. Verbal abuse creates tension in the cabin and forces crew to document the interaction as part of safety procedures. Risk level medium to high. Strong insults, threats, or harassment can lead to permanent reports, involvement of authorities, and potential bans. 3. Ignoring the seatbelt sign and moving during turbulence. Why it annoys crew? It puts you and others at real physical risk. Crew often see passengers slammed into ceilings or aisles because they ignored simple instructions. This behavior can also trigger medical emergencies. Risk level high. Refusing to comply with safety instructions is one of the fastest paths to formal reports, fines, or removal from the aircraft. 2. Leaving disgusting messes in the lavatory. Why it annoys crew must clean the lavatory during flight, and severe messes create health hazards and foul odors for the entire cabin. Intentional damage or extreme filth is taken very seriously. Risk level medium to high. Biohazard contamination or deliberate fouling can be categorized as endangering the cabin environment and leads to documentation or legal consequences. 1. Being drunk, disorderly, or violent on board. Why it annoys crew, alcohol-fueled aggression is unpredictable and can escalate instantly, threatening passengers and crew. Disruptive individuals force the crew to shift focus from safety to restraint or de-escalation. Risk level highest. Violence, threats, sexual harassment, or extreme intoxication can result in being restrained, met by police, charged criminally, and permanently blacklisted by airlines. The behaviors that can actually get you blacklisted or flagged for a no-fly list are the serious ones. These include any kind of physical assault or sexual touching toward crew or passengers, making threats or causing disruptive behavior that feels credible, and refusing to follow safety instructions in a way that puts others at risk. Severe intoxication that creates a safety problem, or intentionally damaging the aircraft or creating major sanitary hazards, can also lead to immediate reports, police action, and potential bans. Other habits may be rude or annoying, but they usually only earn eye rolls, complaints, or a note on your profile. It is the dangerous behaviors above that trigger real investigations, fines, and long-term flying consequences. When a passenger causes a problem, the crew usually files an incident report as soon as they land. The airline then reviews what happened and decides on the response, which can range from a warning to denied boarding or even a full ban from the carrier. In serious cases, police and aviation authorities get involved, and your name can end up on national or international watch lists. The good news is that avoiding trouble is simple. Pay attention to crew instructions because they exist to keep everyone safe. Be polite, patient, and ask for help calmly. Keep your carry-on under control, respect people's space, and go easy on the drinking before and during the flight. And if a crew member calls you out, stay calm, cooperate, and the situation usually ends right there. Most of the things flight attendants hate are harmless annoyances, but a few cross the line into dangerous or threatening territory. Those are the ones that can get you reported, fined, or even permanently banned. In 2025, the fastest way to end up blacklisted is by doing anything that threatens safety or crew well-being. Flying is a privilege, not a right, so treat the people protecting you with respect, and you will never be the passenger an airline remembers for the wrong reasons. If this helped you, drop a comment and tell me which behavior shocked you the most. Share your own flight story too, and make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. Until next time, safe travels.